All right, when we left off, we had finished the insert at 0. That's done. Insert at empty linked list. That's done. We're going to do the next three, the error, insert at end, and the general case together. We're going to use a for loop for this. We're going to begin by creating a shared pointer. And I'm going to call that temp and set it equal to first. So I've got temp here pointing at first. I'm going to create a new node, and I'm going to name it node so I don't confuse it with my temp. And I'm going to put my data in. Now, I'm going to set up a for loop, and in this for loop, remember this is 0 based. I'm going to say that as long as I is less than my index, I'm going to run this for loop. Right? But I'm also going to set up an if statement, and I'm going to say that, hey, if temp next, so I'm going to loop this down, right? And I'm going to look for this temp next that does not exist. So if temp next does not exist, and if I plus 1 is not equal to index, then I'm just going to return. I'm going to print out an error message. I'm going to return. Reason for that is what I'm saying here is, hey, go down the list, and here's temp pointing right here. And let's say that I'm asking for the third node. Well, this is 0, 1. I can insert 2, but I can't insert 3 because 3 doesn't exist. So this is coming down and saying if I plus 1, which would be 2, is equal to index, that's the one I'm wanting to insert, is 2, go ahead and do that. If not, it's an error and return. So that's going to be our error statement right there. And then our else if is going to take care of if I'm passing in, like here would be the second. And it would be the same thing. It would be if temp next doesn't exist, and if I plus 1 is equal to the index, then I'm going to go ahead and insert this node. So I'm going to have to take care of the last is going to have to move. I'm going to let you folks put this in the correct order, but these are the things that will need to be done. I'm going to have to put last to the next node. I'm going to have to put this null pointer. I'm going to have to get rid of it. And that's going to have to point there, and that's going to have to point there. Make sure you do it in the correct order. I did do temp and node so I could keep them separate. Okay. So that would be my last case, right? Inserted end. We've taken care of the error, and we've taken care of inserted end. Now all we have to do is the general case. The general case is going to be outside of the for loop. So if the for loop completes and it's done, that means that I'm pointing to the middle of the linked list somewhere. I'm not at the end and I'm not at the front. And so then in that case, let's go ahead and draw it. So now I'm pointing, my temp is pointing here, and I'm wanting to insert a new first node. All right. So again, I create a new node. And I've already kind of done that on top. I did that before the for loop, so that's already done. I've called it node. And then what I need to do is that's going to become my first new node. So this is going to point to here. This is going to point to there. That is going to point to there. And that is going to point to there. Remember that this temp here, if I want to access this, I'm going to have to do this in the correct order. But this temp was pointing to this. So I can say temp previous next is equal to node. And that would be this pointing here. But I have to do that before I break this bond here. So play with that. That's what we've got to do. And let me know if you have any questions.